Hey, how are you? If you're new to the channel, my name's Sam. It's great to have you here. I'm doing the intros without the glasses now just because I don't think it looks very good. You can't see my eyes, you just see reflections. And there's not much going on there. In today's video, we're doing our first sort of class setup on the channel today, and that is the PP-29. It's the weapon that I've had the most experience with so far, and we've almost got that really sexy red and black camo. Can't wait for that. Almost there. I've unlocked all the attachments for it, and we're going to go through them all one by one. So we're going to start off with the barrels. Then we're going to go on to ammunition, and then we're going to finish up with the different sights that are available. This is a different format to the videos that I'm normally used to putting out. It's normally a bit of waffle with an intro followed by some gameplay. So if you do like this more informative, more reviewy type content, please let me know by liking the video and leaving a comment down below. If you dislike the content, leave me a negative comment. I am really trying to improve this YouTube channel. I want to start mixing it up a bit, trying different things, trying different content. I am sticking with BF 2042 if I haven't made that clear. And remember, if you do want to be a certified legend, I mean, who doesn't? It's dead easy to do. You want me to tell you? Just hit the subscribe button down below. Dead easy to do. You'll be a certified legend. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the review. Cheers. Okay, so starting off with the muzzles, I've lined up here from the same distance with the same ammunition and the same sights, which are the iron sights and the high power rounds. Just gone through in the line and emptied a mag into the walls here. This is what we've come up with. So starting off here, this is the standard barrel. So pretty much as you would expect from anything standard on any weapon, it's not the best. You can see that we have quite a bit of separation here between some of the rounds. I mean, especially in these areas here, this is where you're going to be missing shots. Vertical isn't too bad, but obviously no, horizontal isn't too bad, sorry, but vertical isn't great. Moving on to the long barrel, the lengthened barrel, you can see that some of our groupings are a lot tighter. We do still have little areas like here and here where no rounds seem to be hitting. I wasn't from far back. I was this bush here on top of this, so I was here just firing up in a line. And you can see that from this sort of distance, I mean, what is this? 10 meters? You're not going to miss much from 10 meters. So that's the long barrel. Next, we move on to the suppressors. So this is the first suppressor, the non-wrapped one. And you can see we're pretty much getting what we get from the standard barrel here. We got little portions here where we're missing shots. It's not entirely uniform. Horizontal control isn't great. Vertical isn't great. Yeah, obviously, as we know, suppressors aren't really going to offer much in the way of helping with recoil control. But it's for going deep undercover. Obviously, you're attaching a suppressor, so you don't appear on the minimap, and yeah, the enemies can't hear your shot. So obviously, it's a bit more covert. This is the wrapped suppressor. I expected this outcome because if you're like looking at the stats on these attachments, they're not offering anything in the way of horizontal or vertical recoil control. It's just flat sound suppression. Next, we are on to the horizontal recoil control muzzle brakes. We've got the first one here. I'm going to put the names up of the attachments on the screen because I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. So this is the first one here. As you can see, compared to the other four we've got here, horizontal recoil control has really been controlled. You can see it's a much narrower spread, which is obviously what you would expect from that sort of attachment. Vertical, again, isn't great. We've still got some gaps here. Horizontal's being controlled. This is the second one. You can see it's obviously slightly better. Vertical has been controlled better. I mean, you can see the line there. We're not ending up as high as we are with the other ones. And you can see we've only got tiny little gaps here between the rounds now. So gap there, couple gaps there. Horizontal's being controlled with a little bit of vertical thrown in on that one. And then finally, we're on to the vertical recoil control muzzle brakes. So we got the first one here, which out of 8 lines we've got here, Obviously, these two are the attachments that you're going to want to be using. We've got minimal gaps here. Horizontal has actually been controlled as well, compared to the suppressors, even the lengthened barrel there. It's a much tighter, closer grouping, which is obviously what you're going to want. And then finally onto the last one. I mean, this is obviously the best of the bunch. You can see minimal gaps here. Not a massive spread in either horizontal or vertical. You can see that the two vertical ones here really are working. We're well below the line there. Really helping with the spread of the bullets. And yeah, if you're going for maximum accuracy, I'd recommend either one of these. Either one of these will do you well. Okay, so moving on to ammunition next. We have standard issue here. Then followed by high power, followed by subsonic. So starting off with the standard issue here, you can see horizontal control, no real recoil control. It's just a fairly open, I would say, widespread. There's no real groupings here. So you can see, obviously, it's a standard issue round, so it's not really going to offer any sort of control or, you know, extended groupings or anything in any way. If you want more power and more control and a tighter grouping, I would suggest going for high power. You get less than a mag. That is one thing to mention. So with high power, you're getting 53. With standard issue, you're getting 64. So I would suggest, personally, my personal opinion is I would use the high power for more of a long range situation, rushing into a point. Flick over to the champion muzzle brake that we've just seen for that tight grouping, that really good recoil control, horizontal and vertical, it turned out. Put on the long sight, put on these high powered rounds and just try to pick people off as best you can. It's not a massively capable long range weapon. This is sort of the longer shorts and longer mediums engagements, I would say. So yeah, that's for the high power. Obviously the high power, you get a bit of additional damage range as well, which is, again, it's only going to help you pick people off from the longer ranges. Moving on to the third one here then, which is the subsonic type. This is for when you're going like, this is like Black Ops stuff. This is 1.25 ACOG on. I've got a suppressor on and I'm running these. This is so you remain undetected. So I would suggest the best use case for these sorts of rounds would be flanking, trying to take an objective, trying to pick people off here and there, just mobile, on the move. This is going to be the best use case for these, for sure. And then standard, obviously, is going to be a bit of in between. It's probably going to be your reserve ammo. Maybe if you're having longer range engagements and you're running out of high power, switch to the standard. If you're murdering everyone in an objective, in breakthrough, conquest, whatever, you run out of subsonic, get onto the standard. It's probably going to be more of a reserve, as the other two are a bit more specialist. So lastly, then on to sights. I'm not going to go into this into great detail because in my testing, there seemed to be a common theme, which is the higher the zoom, the more accurate it's going to be, which obviously you would expect. I've just stood behind this rock here and just emptied a mag into each one of these. I'm using champion muzzle brake, standard issue. And the line on our right here was the Fusion Hollow. And the line on our left here is the M22 3.5X. And you can see, the more you zoom, the more accurate you're going to be. That is pretty much a common theme on this weapon. It's probably a common theme on other weapons as well. That is going to conclude our review of the attachments for this weapon today. Let me know what you think. I know it's a different sort of video to videos that I've done in the past. I am sticking around on BF 2042. I don't know if I've made that clear yet. So I'm going to be playing the game. I'm going to be trying out different weapons, different specialists, different equipment. I could take one of your suggestions on. Whatever weapon you want to see next, be it another SMG, another assault rifle, LMG, sniper rifle, whatever you want, guys. I'm willing to give it a go. As always, if you like the video, please leave a like down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like me to try next. And if you want to be a certified legend, please hit that subscribe button. Cheers.